Testing. Hey Yolanda. Hey Blue. Y'all give me a minute while people come in. I gotta use the bathroom. Hey y'all. How was y'all day? Hey Savvy. Can y'all hear me? Hey, you changed me. Can y'all hear me? What is it? Can y'all hear me? Okay. How y'all doing? Mm, okay. Savvy gonna be up here with me in a little bit. Um, hey Miss E. And I do, like I said, I got a Tabby's gonna be up here with me. We're gonna have a conversation today about these. Hey Miss Ashley, these people in these chats. I know y'all know that Robert's daughter has a book out, and I was on her page and I was looking at the comments in the comment section, and you see all these grown people, all these grown behind women that's condoning the way she's acting, and all these grown behind women that are in the comments adding fuel to a fire that could be put out if they would stop minding her business. And the only reason she's just like the sister, the only reason they in her comments and they supporting her is because she's against her dad and she's a young, impressionable mind. She doesn't have sense enough to see that, hey, protect your peace. She's not at an age where she's able to comprehend that. She's thinking that they're showing her love all because they're agreeing with what she's doing. And my thing is, and I know a lot of us are thinking, why is it that one whooping made her turn against her dad like that? all because she wanted to go out with her friend. What in the world? Y'all don't laugh. Y'all know how Tabby come. Hey, Ace Stokes. Hey, Simply Basha. Hey, Miss Ronnie D. Y'all don't laugh at Tabby. She's so serious. Something serious. Tabby, what's with the dog?
Hey, my two.
What is with the dog? And then the dog look crazy.
That's my new avatar.
Oh, and
That's my thumbnail for my live tonight, my two.
okay. It,
Girl, because this is, y'all, it's crazy. Hey, y'all.
and it's really sad. All
Hey,
because he was
Simply
trying to prevent what
Pasha.
eventually
What we
happened,
talking about,
y'all.
my two?
I'm talking about this book that this girl has written and how I went down her timeline, I was looking at her posts. And then the first thing we always do go to the comments, and I saw all these grown behind women
Oh,
condoning
wow.
that. She's talking about she's healing. What's you healing from? It take you 3 years to heal from a butt whooping. My mama would tear my behind up and I forget about it the next day and go on with life. That's how you can tell that she was not used to being disciplined and was not used to being told no because she's holding a 3 year grudge behind that.
Right.
And
Mm-mm.
I'm not coming on here to bash her. Like I said, it's going to be talking about the grown adults that's condoning that. Robert was trying to discipline his child. He was trying to keep what happened from happening. He was trying to
Right.
keep her from becoming an unwed teenage mother.
Right.
And I do not blame him because life for single black female mothers is not easy. Most of them go through and live in poverty after they have the child, and the children
Mm-hmm.
grow up in poverty. And he was trying to, what do you call it? He was trying to prevent that. And they are condemning him because he wanted what was best for his daughter. All those ideas in that little girl head were not planted by her or by what Robert did. That one whipping didn't do that. It was that one whipping on top of the manipulation of grown people.
Right. So, Matu, what are some of the comments that they are saying? Like, you have a few comments that they're saying?
I do.
Are they
Yes.
like encouraging her, like for like pushing the book for her? Have they purchased the book? Like,
They're
what's
pushing
going
the
on?
book. They're talking about they're gonna buy the book and they commending her on her bravery and it's good that you spoke out against your narcissist father, all kind of stuff. But what I'm like, okay, she's not mature enough to have a forever feeling about what's going to happen with her and her dad. She's still at an age when her mind is not even fully developed to be mature enough to
Yeah.
know what's going to happen in the future. And then she's making decisions talking about she's through with him, she's gonna love him from afar. Why?
Mm.
And the people, okay, like this comment, one this lady named, she said, do not let nobody tell you you gotta acknowledge that man if he doesn't acknowledge or take care of you. As long as you're not disrespecting him, you don't have to say two words about him. That's wrong with people now forcing kids on family members that could care less about them. How does she know they could care less about her? They sticking their nose in a fragile situation. As adults, they shouldn't be doing that.
Right.
And then she
And
said, hmm,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
girl, keep taking care of your beautiful baby and minding your business and tell them folks to mind theirs respectfully. Well, she should tell herself that
Mm.
because why would you tell her anything other than take her family business off the internet and
Mm-hmm.
go heal? If you want to heal, you don't heal to the public. If you really want true healing, you don't come out here and say, I want to heal and let people know you're trying to heal. You do that in private.
Right.
This lady said, I'm in awe of your bravery and conviction in speaking out against narcissistic abuse. Your words are a testament to the power of the truth and importance of holding abusers accountable. Thank you for being a champion for those who have been marginalized and silenced. Now, what type of abuse did he put her through other than a one whooping? that we know of in her life.
Right, right.
Just
Somebody
make
said you guys are just straight tag teaming. D, who's next? Can you just let him up for air? Evidently, you don't want to see him do better so that he can help you. You just rather see him suffer more. Shaking my head. I agree. Because
exactly,
how is he going to give you what you need or provide for you mentally, physically, and emotionally if he can't even do it for himself?
exactly.
Like, you could at least tell these people to be respectful of him, tell how you
Hmm.
feel, whatever, but you could at least have them to be respectful towards your dad while they're leaving comments.
But look at the next comment. These are comments I'm talking about. She said nothing wrong this lady did, but this girl come back and say, so Marva, why don't you go over to his platform and you can help him out? This baby has her right to her healing process. Just know this: when a child is loved right, the love definitely will flow back to the parents. How can they say she wasn't loved right? It's
And that's not true. That's not
exactly,
true. Because my son, um, Tarian, child, my oldest, I think somebody else raised him sometimes. And he was loved on both sides, from me and his dad's side. He's just spoiled. But that's they can't say that. They really cannot say that. And they don't know. They just need to shut up and wish her well. Like, stop inflicting your pain on her. This is
exactly.
crazy. This is crazy, man.
It is real crazy. And then this person under there said, what is it? I'm gonna move Blueberry name. I can't see it. She ate your ass up. Now shoot back over there. And then
Who
the
ate
other
somebody
person,
up?
she talking about the lady that just said, you guys straight tag teaming. This lady come under there and say she ate your ass up. Now shoot back over there. If she can, if she was mature enough, she would see what was going on. She would see that they're only gaslighting. I mean, they're only gaslighting because she's mad at her dad. When she was not talking about her dad, they was calling her names. They was talking about her. They are manipulating this child, and that's not right. There's no right in that. And I think that if they would keep their mouths shut, and if she would stay off the internet, she and her dad can heal. Because when
Mm,
she was
mm,
with her,
mm.
when he went to see her and that grandbaby, you could see that she loved her dad. You could see the love in her eyes when she looked at him. And I don't know what happened after that. She came back to the
Mm-hmm.
internet with that video, and all of it started up again. So
Wow.
this
Yeah,
lady,
it's definitely for click views, likes, and cash out.
it
K
is.
Renee.
And then they talking about one thing I've learned about these narcs. They need you more than you need them. Your reaction and obedience and empathy. They are just jealous. They they are jealous, raging 3 year olds looking for attention and praise. You got to stand on business. 100% access denied. How can you tell somebody to deny access from their father to them? It's a bunch of bitter, scorned biddies. Oh, bitty ass women. They've been hurt. They've been scorned. They didn't know their dad.
Yes,
So they're trying to deny her access
yes,
to her. And there's no right in that. A grown adult would not condone this. They would be just like the lady getting attacked. Heal behind closed doors. Have a conversation with your dad in private. But they don't want to hear that because it's entertainment for them. Not that they really support her, but they hate her dad so much and it's entertainment for them. They ought to be ashamed of themselves because if it were their child and them in this situation, they wouldn't want no
right.
strangers on the internet interfering with that. I think that's
So, have
dangerous.
anybody purchased the book just to see what she's talking about? Matu, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Matu,
I can hear you.
okay.
I can hear.
Has anybody purchased? Okay. Have anybody purchased the book just to see what she's talking about?
I will not
I
purchase
don't
it
think nobody
because
bought the book.
I'm not going to contribute to that. If she was talking
She
about
blocked me on
life
my
as a
Instagram.
teenage mother, I would support it. But I'm not gonna support that.
Wow.
Nina, so I went to her
This
page and
is
I
sad.
seen all them ignorant women encouraging it. It is very sickening. And when I look at the pictures, these women are old women. They're not little teenagers. They're not Brianna age. These are older women encouraging that.
Right.
She has no idea. She does not. She does not have no idea how much that little girl is a baby now. But the older those children get, the more expensive they become. And in the
Mm-hmm.
end, when that baby dad is not there and her mama don't have, you turning
Mm-hmm.
the one person that would be willing to help.
Right. Exactly. And she got to
And then,
remember that she has a child, that she's a mother now.
mm-hmm,
She has to remember
mm-hmm,
that she's a mother now. So she has to be very careful with her actions.
yep. And then there in the comments, you are so mature. Well, mature people don't bring their family business to the internet. Mature people handle it behind the scenes. That's maturity.
Kissy said, I thought it was a book about her baby daddy.
She said that okay, she made a comment on Father's Day about real dads, and somebody made a comment. It made a comment, and she said in the comments, um, just keep watching. I have a book coming out. And then somebody said something else, and she said he don't even know my daughter's name. She was talking about her dad. They because when they were referencing her, they were saying your dad, and she said I have a book coming out soon. And then they said something else, and she said he don't even know his granddaughter's name. That's what she said.
So you mean to tell me when you was just with this man some months ago and he was teaching you how to drive and he was holding your granddaughter, his granddaughter, you mean to tell me you didn't tell him his name, he didn't ask her? Girl, bye. She need,
Exactly.
oh Lord. And they oh my God, Jesus Christ.
And I hope this whole debacle I hope men are out there seeing this too, and men that are not married and that have children with other women, I hope they're seeing this whole thing and how it's turning out, because you have to be mindful of who
Right
you
there.
bring around your kids. You have to be
Mm-hmm.
mindful of other people that you let influence your children, and so does the mother, because this girl had before she got that whooping, she had 14 years of strong parental bonds with her dad.
And structure.
Structure, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
One whooping and her spending the summer with that girl took away all 14 years, and the next last 3 years she's been in so much pain and needed healing from it,
Right.
all because of manipulation of grown folks. And her mom was in on it, putting all this in her head. Now all the memories she got of her dad, they've clouded. They talking about he just had the camera in front of her face for money. All the memories. And
Yes.
I
Angel.
think that's very wrong. That's wrong. And if Brianna is going through that with her oldest son, well, you can't tear nobody's family apart. You can't tear nobody's parental relationship with their child apart and then think yours is going to be whole story. If that boy is doing what she say he's going to do, and if the reason she's letting him go stay with his dad because he has behavioral issues, well, that's your karma for what you've done to Robert and his daughter.
Right. She basically became a product of her environment.
Exactly.
Once she became around BB, and then her mom, only thing they was, quote unquote, doing around her, BB was always sexualizing herself,
Mm-hmm.
always dancing, vibrating, whatever she was doing. She had men around her, just like she do her kids. Her mom just had a baby. Same. I mean, that's all she saw within these last couple of years. So she became a product of her environment. That is so sad. They failed her. They
Mm-hmm.
think they keep saying RH failed her, but that's a lie. Her mom and her stepmom failed her.
Mm-hmm. And like
That's
Kim
who
Kobe
failed her.
said, she said her mother protected her and allowed her to disrespect her father, and that's true.
That's crazy.
I wonder would she be write a book about her mama dragging her while pregnant. I bet that's not mentioned in the book.
No, she ain't gonna talk. She ain't gonna talk bad about her mom in that book.
She delete comments that tell her the right things in a loving and respectful way, but keep those bashing her dad or agree. I saw that because a lot of them that I was looking for, they were gone. She learned that from somebody else. Delete the bad comments and leave up the ones making it look like everybody agree with what you're doing. But everybody don't agree with what you're doing. And like Tabby said, you have a daughter, and we get back what we put out. And I was a handful for my mama. And when I tell you I had one that was a handful to me and still is, my
Mhm.
baby boy. And every time he does something, I remember my mama said it's gonna come back on you. You're gonna have children one day. It's gonna come back on her. I'm not wishing that up on her, but karma is real. They want to say that we over here disliking her because she's telling her truth. I don't dislike her. I don't dislike her at all. She's a child. And like I said, her mind is not mature enough. It hadn't developed mature enough for me to really form an opinion about what she's doing. It's about what the older people around her are encouraging her to do because she's not mentally mature enough to comprehend the severity of what she's doing. She's not grown. She's just a young lady with a baby. Just because she had a baby, that does not make her grown. They forget she had a baby as a teenager, but
Right,
she's still a teenager. She's just a teenager with a baby. She's not a grown woman,
right.
and her mind is not that of a grown woman. Her mind is that of a spoiled child. So I don't hold what she's doing against her. I look at what these adults are encouraging her to do.
It's sad. It's sad.
Like like I said, I don't dislike her because at the time when she was the most impressionable, she had a mother and a stepmother in her ear telling her that he was a monster. Every memory she had of him, they took it away from her, and that was not fair to her. Why? For monetary gain or the paint and image of Robert? They didn't think that that was gonna eventually hurt this child. They weren't thinking about the child. They was thinking about being malicious and making a dollar and dividing him. They use that child to hurt him because they know how he feels about his children. And the mother
Sad.
herself said, huh? And the mother herself said now that before Brianna came in the picture, that the Sharia and Robert's relationship was good. She said that out of her own mouth. Nobody forced her to say that. And again, as far as those comments going, nobody teaching her what the Word of God says and how to remain in a child's place. The Bible says, "Train them in the ways in which they should go, and when they're older, they will not depart from it." You have nobody in that chat telling her biblical messaging. They're reflecting their hurts on her and trying to drive that wedge further and further and further between she and her dad. And the bottom line on that is Robert made bad decisions when it came to women. He met two women. He had children with two women that eventually were bad influences. Look at their lives and how they turned out. Bree is not a good influence. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can you all hear me? What's going
Yes, we
on?
can hear you, my two.
Oh, this little thing is not moving, so I thought y'all couldn't hear. Yeah, but he had two of the worst baby moms. He had babies with two hood rats, and when you That's why I told my sons, before you all start and you all want to marry, you all got to get to know these women. Don't just go dropping babies, because you will be in love today and hating each other tomorrow. And if a baby's involved, that's going to be a headache. You all don't want to do that. And luckily, I only have two grandchildren. My daughter was she had a baby at 19. My son, he is 35, and he had a baby. His son is 5 years old. He was married when he had his child, and I'm glad that they listen. My baby boy probably will never have any. And then you got to look at them. Is she trying to be like her influencers? Is she trying to end up single, multiple baby daddies? Each one of the women in her life that had the most influence on her, single women, multiple baby daddy. Each one of them got six babies apiece with different baby daddies. And if this is who you listen to, is this the life you want for yourself? Or would you rather listen to your, I guess it's too late now because she's gone, but I would have rather listen to my dad and not make the mistakes that these women are making, especially knowing that this is what he was trying to help me avoid. What we got in this saga is a bunch of meddling spirits, outsiders meddling in that family's business when it
Yep.
and keep trying to keep them separated. Proverbs 26 and 17 says, "Whoever meddles in a quarrel not his own is like no one." It's like, I'm sorry, whoever meddles in a quarrel that's not his own is like one who passes a dog, who takes a passing dog by the ear.
You better
And
speak, my two.
I'm just saying that's it's sad. And then Proverbs 26:20, for lack of wood, the fire goes out, and there is no whisper, and the quarrel will cease. So if they would stop adding fuel to that fire,
The fire.
then the fire would go out, and then maybe they could heal. But as long as you got all these bitter behind women that have, I think they've gone through, or they going through that with their baby daddies, and they looking for these people on social media to attach their pain to, and by them attaching their pain, they're gonna agree with anything negative. They're not gonna have they. It comes in the form of positiveness, and they acting like they supporting, but they really helping tear it down. They have
They will have to pay for that too.
they're gonna have to pay for it. I was telling my sister-in-law about this whole situation, and she told me to look up ODP. ODP is oppositional defiant disorder, and what that is, it's when children, and sometimes it grows over into adulthood, they have a behavioral condition that's characterized by a pattern of uncooperative defiance, hostile behavior toward authority figures or a parent, and the symptoms are angry moods, argumentative, and vindictiveness. And what she's doing that to be vindictive. And it's that with parents, it normally starts during puberty or adolescence, where they become defiant and don't want to listen to nothing that the parents tell them. And when the parents discipline them, they will hold grudges, or they will do like she's doing, do something to get back, run away from home, like her mentor did. She ran away from home because she didn't want to live with her mother and went to stay with her boyfriend, things like that. And you all remember, and I'm not talking about her, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but she carries the symptoms of that, because when her mother was trying to discipline her, what did she do? Her mother ended up jumping on her, which was wrong, but she was being defiant, and she ended up going to stay with the baby daddy and his parents, all because why? She did not want to listen to authority figures, meaning her parents. That
Mhm.
behavior, it carries over to adults if they go untreated, and it's sad.
Mm.
And it says that if it goes untreated, it goes through the people that they go through life not wanting to listen to their boss when they're at work. They got to have the last word with their friends. They always what does it say? They always blame others for them doing wrong. Now she stood to her dad and she talked back to her dad and got a whooping, but it was his fault because he whooped them. She didn't look at the fact that she was being disruptive or disobedient. and even disrespectful. All she can see was what he did to her. She couldn't see what caused him to whip her. What did she do to make him whip her?
Mm, mm, mm.
Maybe
That's when you think this situation get worse and worse each
it
day.
does. That's why I said get it from a married stepman before they're worth these children. Hey, Spicer Brown. Hey, everybody that came in the chat. It's for clicks, views, and cash out. But okay, when this book is over, what you're gonna do is like you don't put everything in this book that you said that you went through, and this is your closure. This is your healing. What's going to happen after all of this is over? What's going to happen when this is over, and the book is sold or not sold? What you're gonna come up with next?
Yeah, I wonder how many copies she done sold.
I don't know. She
'Cause
was on
they
the
be
thing
doing all
today.
that crap, but do they really support her?
Exactly. And then the thing is in that disorder that they say most teenagers have them. Some of them grow out of them. Some of them don't, and it lasts a little while when they go through puberty or adolescence. But they say that they like to argue with adults. They often defy and refuse to follow adults' requests or rules, and that's what I just said. Blame others for their own mistakes or misbehavior. They say mean and hateful things. They try to hurt the feelings of those that love them and seek revenge. And they show vindictiveness at least 2 times within a 6 month period. What did she do about 2 months ago? She came out and talked about that video again. Now what's she doing? She writing a book. What did she do the last Father's Day? Happy Father's Day to the real fathers. Now before all of this happened, she wished her dad a happy Father's Day last year, the year before, but now it's to all the real fathers. Why? Because you want to sell a book now? You're trying to get attention so you can sell a book now?
Yep. She's capping off of her dad name too now. This is
Exactly.
crazy.
Yep. And you have to be careful what you teach your children. And you may like this is to her. You have to be children. What you have to be careful what you teach your children and how you allow your children to see you behave. She may be young now, but that little girl is gonna grow up, and she's gonna see her behavior, and children mimic what they see. And because she's being disrespectful and doing her dad like that, that same young lady may treat her that way when she gets her age and say, well, you did your mom and you did your daddy like that. I get it from you. I'm just like you.
Wait, what?
Okay. I said you have to be careful what you do in front of your children, how
Oh
you
yeah.
act in front of your children.
Hmm.
And like she says, she's searching for a peaceful life. And she like to say no disrespect, but it's you saying no disrespect while disrespecting. You treating your dad this way. Her daughter is not gonna always be young, and her daughter will one day grow up to see her treat her dad like this. And
Hmm.
when her daughter gets older, she could treat her mom like that. And then when she says something to try to discipline her, what she can say, I got it from you. This is how you treated grandma and granddad.
Hmm.
Those that same behavior can come back and bite and hit her in the face. And these same people that are condoning this and upholding her in this wrong, those same people not gonna be nowhere to be found. She's gonna be left with raising her daughter with whoever she's with or by herself, and ain't gonna have nobody to turn to.
Not at all. She have been up burnt those bridges.
Mm-mm.
And the crazy thing about it, I think they be trying RH because they know that he's not going to give them the energy that they desire.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the energy that they want. So that's why they keep trying him. But if he was one of these other knucklehead fathers and all that go upside their head and put them on blast and put them in their place, they would not be doing this.
They would not. And
They
then
would
another,
not.
yep. And like I say, at the age when she started feeling this way about her dad, her mental capacity was not cognitively mature enough to state, "This is how I'm gonna feel about my dad forever." It can change next year. The more her mind matures, it can change next year. That's why these people need to stay out of it and let her work whatever issues they got going on out with her dad. It's like, to me,
Yep.
and I hate to say this, but the more she see him with the baby sister, I ain't gonna say, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave
You
that
want
alone.
to say you think she's the J word?
Y'all give me a second.
All right.
Hey babe.
Hey, babe. Oh.
Hello?
Oh. He said, "What you doing, my two?" Okay, my two. Hey, Nana. Hey, Roz. Hey, Miss Bevins. Hey, Amber. Hey, Sammy. You know I ain't got no sense, girl. Miss E. Yes, y'all know I ain't got no sense. Amber said, "Let's get these likes up, okay? Where we at with the likes, you guys? Make sure you hit the like button. You changed me." My too. She over there. She got some action going on outside of YouTube, baby. I'm right with you, Tabby. Yes. My like, yeah. All right, Miss E. That's what we like to see, baby. So what do y'all think? Spice. So I think my two was going to say that she thinks that the older daughter is the J word of the youngest daughter. Do you guys agree with that? Do you think the oldest daughter is the J word
All right, y'all. I'm sorry
of the
about that.
youngest daughter? Miss Linda said, did she put her
Tabby, you
mother
still
in the
here?
book for meeting her
Sorry about that,
ages
y'all.
when
But
she was pregnant? Miss Linda, that's what we was trying to find out. We was trying to
y'all
see
take
if somebody bought the book. Um,
uh
my two.
uh sorry about that.
Girl, you talking to your audience now. You're not on the phone with your man anymore.
Shut up. You know what, Miss Ronnie D?
So y'all do think she Matu, I asked the chat what you wanted to say.
Yeah. Thank you for the super, Tabby.
You're
And
welcome.
thank you for the super sticker, Amber. My personality is too strong for this topic, so I'm sipping wine and listening. You changed me. You probably where me and Tabby are on this behind the scenes. We can say what we want to say, but
Yeah.
because of the situation and the tender nature of it, I can't say what I really want to say. But by me saying that, y'all should know what I want to say. I'm trying to come at it from a different angle,
Mm-hmm.
um, and not like these other people, because it's the other people that keep stirring the pot. And like I say, that mind of hers is not mature enough. She's not gonna turn like, okay, I used to know I was doing wrong growing up. And I would tell a side of the story to get my aunts on my side so they can get on my mama, knowing I was not telling the whole story, but I just wanted somebody on my side. And that's what's going on here. Hey, Auntie Pimo.
Manipulation.
I can't understand that either, Savvy. Like I don't know if you were in here earlier when I said I got so many whoopings, and yeah, I was mad at my mama at that time that I got the whooping. But after the whooping was over, I was fine the next day, loving on my mom and everything. If that was gonna be the case, and I was gonna get upset and hate my mama for life because of one whooping, that's not
Mm-hmm.
normal. That's not. And then I didn't have nobody in my ear either telling me, well, your mama whooped you because she didn't love you, or your mama. I knew my mother whooped me later on in life because she did love me. Now, in the beginning, yeah, I might have felt some kind of way. But as I got older, I realized that she did it because she loved me and wanted what was best for me.
Right.
And if
Right.
they would stay out this child's inbox and stay off her page and stop trying to get in touch with her behind the scenes, then she would realize that's what her dad was doing with her. It's the complete disrespect.
I think my two, I also believe that whatever she asked her dad for, I'm quite sure if he have it, he will give it. but
Mhm.
she's noticing that she's getting more money, and this is just my opinion. She's getting more of the cash outs, the Zelle, and the more money by going
Mhm.
against him.
Mhm.
I truly believe that's what it is. Because she knows he will give, but he probably can't give her what she wants right now. Because you know how these kids are, you know how these teenagers are. Um, and she probably need more than what he can give her at the moment. Because you have to look at it, she's taking care of her and that little girl. Because her mom can barely Tabby Dunn said that,
Take-
yeah, because her mom can barely take care of herself.
That's
So
true.
let alone taking care of her and another mouth to be fed. So I truly believe that's what's going on. She is
Mhm.
going against the grain because she's receiving more support financially from the
By
demon.
going against the grain.
Yep. Yep.
And then the thing is, um, these people must not know what healthy parenting is. Robert was giving her healthy parenting because he was offering her love. He was being involved in her life. He was getting quality time. When
Yeah.
things weren't going right, he got custody of her. And the first time he disciplined her, and that was because he was trying to guide her in the right direction, and he was providing protection. But the first time things didn't go her way, all of this has come about. And to a child, or to a teenager, healthy parenting for them is giving them whatever they want and letting them do whatever they want to do in this day and age. That's what they
Yeah.
call it. My parents love me because I get to do whatever I want to do and they get me whatever I want. But that's not love.
It's not. It's not at all.
And I didn't want to have this conversation. But when I saw, and I haven't just not seen it, when that book came out, and like somebody said earlier in the chat, she deletes all the comments. When I went back and decided, okay, I'm gonna have this live, and went back looking for the comments, they were gone because a lot of people were over there, like you and I would go over there and trying to tell her what was right, and those women were attacking them. And I'm like,
Mm.
these old bitter bitties, they need to stay out of that and let that girl heal for real. Stop adding fuel to that fire. They wouldn't want nobody doing that to them and their child. I always try to put people in my situation. And I would not want nobody trying to pry my child away from me and trying to keep my child away from me and make my child hate my gut. It's like they have no sense of, hmm, give me the word I'm looking for.
What you talking about? The demons?
Yeah, the demons, they don't have no sense of right and
They don't
wrong.
have
They
the
don't have
heart.
no
Like
they don't
these
have
women, these
compassion.
are some scorned women,
Mhm.
y'all, that we are dealing with. And it's nothing that our age can do, it's nothing we can do. They are just scorned.
And that's
I mean,
sad.
why would you encourage a separation between a child and their father, knowing that we're in a society where kids need their dad, both boys and girls, young boys and young women? Who encouraged that? That's sick.
It is very sick. And I can't with it. I'm sorry. Let me read some of these comments because every time I think about that, I get angry because this man is getting beat down enough by strangers. And then he got family members, close family members, not fifth, sixth, and seventh cousins that might want to come in for clout. They're your daughter and then your sister. They coming out here with all of this, and he's got to be a strong individual because it would have torn me down. I would have gotten off them in it.
My two, if you don't come down south, down 285 with these comments,
I'm trying. When RH gets back on top financially, will she be expecting monetary support for her and her child? She's burning the best. She is burning exactly the
mm,
best bridge that he said, and it looks like he's on his way back. And from what I understand, he does support her when she needs it. I heard that she can call him. Now, when he did not have it to pay child support, and I think no child support order has been given because he had legally had custody of her. So there was no child support to be given. They didn't have an order, but I heard the sister say that when she needed something, she would contact her, and then she would contact Rob, and then Robert would send it to her. So why is it that number one you feel so comfortable calling your aunt when your dad has never done anything but shown you love? When he came to wherever they from, when he went there, the first thing he did whether he took that baby and bought her some clothes. He took that baby shopping. I mean, he's doing everything. I mean, it's not his responsibility to take care of the grandchild. They keep saying you got a daughter and a granddaughter and you don't do nothing for them. It's his place to make sure his daughter is okay. It's that child's father's place to make sure that child is okay. But as a grandfather, I'm sure if she said, "Well, my baby needs this," he would send it. I mean, you can't get blood from a turnip. So he's just not going to volunteer something he don't have. But as a father, you make a way. If your child is in need and you don't have it, you do what you can to get it. And I'm sure he's no different. And let me get down south in these comments, y'all. I'm not going to say nothing about the heavens because when I was joking with Tabby one time about I'm still in the clouds, they took it like I was saying I was high.
Wait, what? They did for
So
real?
man, you was on live about a month ago. I said, let me get down with these comments because I'm in the clouds still. And so they start putting in the chat, my two, you puffing one?
I think that was True Slayer behind too that said that.
I think it was chosen.
Oh yeah, Chosen, not True Slayer. I'm sorry, True Slayer.
I think exactly. She Ross, I think she's really mad because she didn't listen. Yes, that's right, y'all. Get them likes up. I didn't come live to stay live all night, y'all, because I gotta go back to work tomorrow. I intended on going live earlier, but let me tell y'all right quick what happened to me and the doctor while I'm going over these comments. This lady comes in the doctor's office. I was just going to. They sent me some more FMLA papers, so I was just going to get them filled out. I was supposed to be in and out. And while I'm there, going to the back, this lady comes in. She says she was having an anxiety attack. So when they put me in the room, the doctor was filling out my paper. They were like, "We need you." She was barely able to breathe. She was making it, couldn't catch her breath. And she started throwing up. I said, that lady having a heart attack. I remember the symptoms from my husband. So they took her to the back. The doctor went over there where she was. He spent about 2 hours, and they was trying to get. He was like, "As there's nothing I can do for you. I don't keep medicine here. We need to call 911 and get you to the doctor." She would not let them call 911. They stayed in there begging her to call 911 and at least call somebody to come drive her home. And I don't know what happened, but she did end up leaving the clinic, but she wouldn't let them call 911. But I'm down there 2 hours longer than I should have been. My doctor's office an hour away from where I live, and that kind of made it irritated me. I said I'm not gonna even go live, Tabby. You can go ahead and go, but I got irritated because why would you go to the doctor's office when you're having a heart attack? Why didn't you? Then you talking about your arm numb. If you come in the door with your arm numb, and you can't breathe, and you can't breathe, and you throwing up, what is the doctor's office gonna do for you? But that pissed me off, y'all. Miss Linda said, did she put her mother in the book for beating her ass? Somebody else asked that, Miss Linda. I was gonna take a bullet and buy the book, but if I buy that book, I just feel like I'm condoning wrong. So I was like, I wouldn't do it. If she wrote a book about her life as a teenage mother, then yeah, I would get that. But you coming out here disrespecting your dad and helping beat him down, I ain't got no parts of that and won't have no parts of that. How far down I need to go, Tabby? I'm still in the
Girl,
club.
you is
I can't understand how one whipping from her dad caused her to do all of this. It has to be a deeper issue. It has to be.
yes, I agree with that. 'Cause that can't. And how old was she when she got the whooping?
She was 14. But all
Oh,
them years, okay, one whooping in 14 years. What about all that other history and all those other memories you built with your
Yeah, that
dad?
girl better go. She need another whooping. That's the problem. She need another whooping.
That's why I say these young mothers these days are not disciplining those children like they should. And then when the one time they discipline them, they want to hold grudges and act like they killed them. Well, let me say this: if it's not so that child, it is a thing to tell people. Let me say this: if she is not, wait, if she is not, exactly. He said her and the baby could come stay with him, but she don't want to. She don't want to go stay with her dad because of rules. She don't want to go stay with him because he has discipline and he's going to discipline her. You're not going to be able to have your way. And I was trying not to talk about her because it's not her fault. And a lot of people are angry at her because of it, but they got to realize if children have impressionable minds, and you have to mind what you say to them.
Sure
And,
do.
and this is a product of that impressionable mind. You had them two hussies over there doing everything they could to destroy whatever good memories she had of her dad. Thank you, Amber.
Hey, outspoken. Hey, Chandrika. Welcome in
E-
everyone that's coming in.
exactly, Terry. She had no business befriending a grown ass woman in the first place. And I fault the mother for that as well because when she left her dad, when she left Robert, she should have made her bring her behind home. She had no business leaving her dad to go stay with the stepmom at all.
Right. The stepmama life ain't even right. So why would you go
Exactly.
let her live with her? Ooh,
She needs
they
to,
felt that girl. They really felt her.
they did. She needs to swallow her pride, apologize to RA to stop listening to those hacks. And she does.
What they say, disobedient child live half of their days.
They do. They
So
do. She definitely shouldn't be dated because RA invited her and his grandbaby to live with him, but she declined. Exactly. Roz, she was staying with him some weekends when they lived in the hotel. The mother would always say the child didn't have basic needs, so no one ever blamed the child's father, only RA. Exactly. It was
right.
not his place. Okay, the mother was living in a hotel, but it was not RH's place to get her in a home because his grandchild was there too. It was not his place to get her and her other five at the time children in a home. They kill me wanting the one dad that's willing to take care of the child, to do everything from that mother with all the other kids is supposed to fall on the one parent that's willing to do for his. And they was talking about if you love your daughter so much, why is she staying in a hotel? Because she's staying with her mother and that's where her mother lives. I'm not gonna go buy her mother or get her mother nowhere to live to show that I love her. She can come stay with me and her daughter can come stay with me. My door is always open. And that's basically what he said. But they expected him to give Sierra money to get somewhere to live. And that's not fair to him. Because what about them other five, the other four children's dad? Because at the time she didn't have but the Sharia and the other four.
But they also got to make it make sense because they also said that he was broke and he wasn't the motion and he don't have no money. So how did they expect for him to do anything if they say he was broke and he don't have no money? Like make it make sense. They just do they don't be knowing what they be saying.
She said, Angela Jones, thank you for the super chat. She said, I love me some us, beautiful, smart, talented, uplifting, critical thinking truth tellers from all walks of life standing together for the greater good of the collective. It started on the internet, but it is so much bigger. It is. It is.
Sure will, Chandrika.
No boundaries. They don't know their place or respect space. They don't. They feel, um, She will be 18 in December, and it will be done. I will be done. What happened to getting a job and earning a living? Internet money got folks going crazy. It does. They want people to fund their whole lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
I answered your question, my two. What I asked, I'm so far behind in the comments. What did I actually change me?
Thank you, Miss White.
Hey, Daddy. Hey, my sister. Hey, everybody that came in the chat. I'm sorry if I'm missing you all coming in. I be trying to keep up with the comments, and because Tab is not talking, she can read them. I can't. My mind is not set up like that to read comments and talk to.
Yep, since you been a content creator.
My mind set up
She be all
like
the way up my pole.
say what?
I said, since you been a content creator, you be all the way.
My mind set up like Kevin Hart bank account. I think I don't know her name, but it was someone who she wanted to meet with at the mall. Yep. And an older guy. Well, I think one of her friends' cousins was gonna drive them, and he was 28. And Latruth was like, "No, you're not going." Latruth offered to take her, but she didn't want him to, so he didn't allow it. They're going to send them straight to the hospital. Let me tell you, young lady, something. Even though I was a daddy's girl, me and my father went through in life. I was wrong all the time. Dad, and I got fed with him and asked him for forgiveness. My dad, let me tell you, my dad didn't whip me either. It was my mama was the disciplinary because when they divorced, that's who I lived with. But I did get one whipping in my life from my dad, and like I say, I take my whooping, I go on about my business, but I deserve that because my little grown behind trying to show out in front of my cousins, and it was this old lady. Lord forgive me, but when I looked over at her, she had a hog mouth, her mouth protruded out, and they left us in the car while they went in the store, and I said, y'all don't believe I call this old lady ugly, and I was like, hey yo ugly lady, they dared me to. I was like, hey yo ugly lady, trying to show out in front of them. And so the lady snatched me out the car. She whooped me. And I was like, okay, well, my grandmama get back and my mama get back. They gonna get you for hitting me. Well, I don't know you. And she said, they ain't gonna do shit to me. They ought to teach your grown ass to shut your mouth and stop disrespecting your elders. So I'm crying. And when my mama came out, I tried to act like I was dying. And my grandmama said, what's wrong with you? I said, this lady hit me. And she said, what? My mom said, what did she do? She didn't say, why you hit my child. She said, what did she do? Because back then, it wasn't no old person just going to hit you for nothing. And she said, she trying to show up for them head children in that back and call me ugly, talking about, hey, yo, ugly lady. And my mama said, thank you. It's just, I'm going to get her again when she get home. But she didn't get me. My daddy got me. And it hurt me worse because my dad with me, but I deserved it. The next day, I realized I deserved it because they told me while they with me. I disrespected my elders, and I deserved that butt whooping. My whoopings, they they shaped me for how I am today. I didn't look for I didn't look for what is it? No, but I didn't look for what's the word, Tabby? I
You didn't look
didn't
for what?
I was saying my whooping shaped me for what I am today. I did not look for sympathy in my whooping. Now, one, I did look for sympathy, but that's a whole different lie. But because I knew that my parents loved me and I knew that they would not, I didn't get them all the time, but when I did something wrong, I was going to get a whooping. And I knew when I was doing something wrong because I was like, I'm going to get a whooping. I know I am, but shit, I was like, the whooping ain't going to last that long, so I'll take a chance and get the whooping. I don't think she called her mama. I don't think her so-called mama can handle her. I don't either. I don't either. As a mother that raised 5 kids, that's what coming to them. Our A should just sit back like he doing in life. God will humble her. and will and will. I can't with these people.
Yep.
I've never in my life seen so many evil grown women. Like I say, it's not even the teenage, it's not the 18, 19, 20, 21. It's the women that's over 40, over 50 that condone this behavior. And I say that's why I say they are unhealed too. Karma's spinning the block for Bree, and if you don't be careful, she's gonna reap what she is sowing. She's gonna reap it. Miss White, I just noticed you changed your name. SpongeBob Mom, aka Miss White. Oh, I don't feel like the tree. I've been sitting on the branch for a while. Hey, Lori. Miss White, you so funny. What's your name gonna be next week, Miss White? With your sarcastic butt. Ladies on listening, cleaning up my bird cage. I remember my dad and uncle had an argument. 1 week later, I tried to talk junk about my dad with my uncle because I was mad. He told me off and put me in my place. He said if I was a boy, I would have gotten punched. Exactly. That's how them old folks did. You didn't see them condoning foolishness. My 2 cents that you try to put double clothes to avoid the feeling. Child, let me tell you, them double clothes didn't work. We had them switches, and I got most of my whoopings in the summer because I didn't want to stay in the yard and play. I'd be all over that neighborhood, so I would come home with shorts on, and I wouldn't. My mom used to work at night, so I wouldn't wake her up to ask her could I go. And when she would come, she would be like, "Where you been?" And I was like, "I was around the so and so house." But who told you to go? And she already got the shit in her hands. Them switches. She used to plat switches together. She already had them switches in her hand. When I walked in the door, they was wrapping around me. So, like I said, I always knew that I was gonna get a whooping because I knew what I would do was wrong. But I would get a whooping if I asked her, if I wake her up to ask her could I go. So I just went. My dad never raised a hand at me or raised his voice for child. When I stayed out all night long at 18 years old, that was the first time he raised his voice at me. My dad was a passive. He was real passive. He didn't do no raising the voice and all that, but it was the way he would look when you knew he meant business. The white people sitting back watching black people tear each other down for this internet money. For the love of money will turn on their brother. Exactly. They will.
Mhm.
That's a shame. That's so sad. I I started to do a live and put Bojangles on it. So y'all know who Bojangles was, right? The one that was do I think that wasn't he the one that they would put blackface on and make entertaining white folks.
Who Bojangles?
The blackface thing during those times, they would you have them in blackface and have them entertaining the black folks. Cooning, that's what I call it, cooning for dollars. That's what I
Mm.
call a lot of this that was going on the internet. They cooning for dollars because they getting on here entertaining. It's not just staying within your members. Anybody can see this. I got a lot of stuff come across my timeline, and I'm not subscribed to them. So when you put stuff out there on the internet, everybody sees it. And
Mm.
the internet, like they say, the internet is undefeated. And a lot of people might not say nothing because they're not subscribed. But I know a lot of people do not take that and look at that. It's not a positive thing the way we acting.
No, it is not.
As long as you're doing the best you can with what you got, sweetheart, continue to show up and be a productive member of society. Hey, Spicy Brown, Miss White, honey, we used to put books in our pants. My children used to do that. When my husband used to spank my boys, they would have on 3 and 4 pair of pants, and they would touch that sofa. He was the type that didn't hit all over the body. They just got a whooping, and he would hit their butt. He wanted butt only, and he would make them touch that thing until when he realized that they were doing that, um, he would make them drop them pants. And the leak, they didn't get as many licks. He would hit them about 3 times just the underwear on. But before then, they would get 10 licks. Honey used to put books in our pants. Terry, not to sense my granny from Mississippi. I, I think she would have had. Let me tell y'all, when my mama used to whip us with belts, but most of the times we would get beat with switches. Me and my brother would go outside. She would tell us to get the switch. When we'd be outside and not in trouble, we would get the big switches and break them. So when she sent us for a switch, just some the little ones on the back of it. So then she started telling my brother to go get his belt. Started beating us with belt all over the body. It wasn't no such thing as bending over. Just wherever the belt land, that's where she hit. And it got to the point to where my brother would take and hide the belt. I don't know where he would hide them. Then I ain't gonna even tell you this. Y'all gonna think my mama was an abuser, but she cut the iron out her ironing cord. Yes, a lot of families are living a dream that would not have happened. Hey Nina, it's the envy with family members of species that are blessed to become wealthy. Be happy for your family members. They don't have to share their bag if they don't want to. Love is what the world needs. Exactly. And I hate that. I hate that as a people, we can't be genuinely happy when somebody make it. If somebody makes it, we do everything to tear them down. Chandrika, if I was her, I would stay out of the way. Um, she needs to. Tell my mama made us strip, and she would say, "Take it off. I ain't beating what I bought." You would think some of these grown behind women at that big age have never gotten a whooping. That is so sad. Tabby, you ever got a whooping? Who in this chat has never gotten a
Yes.
whooping? You've gotten whooping.
Yeah, I
Huh?
got women before. Yeah. Can
Who
you hear
in this
me?
chat? Yeah. Who in this chat has never gotten a whooping? That's what I'm saying. That's not nothing. It's not nothing that's uncommon in the black household. But so for her to be 14 years old and had never gotten a whipping by her dad, I'm sure her mom did though. I'm sure her mom beat her butt because her mom beat her butt when she was pregnant. But why not that same hatred for the mama? Why not that same disdain for the mom?
Yeah, some ain't clean in the milk.
Yeah.
Something is definitely not clean in the milk.
The
Tabby, a
internet.
whooping or whoopings? I got whoopings, Miss White. Whoopings with the S. So she good. She just got one. My mama whooped me up until I was a senior in high school.
Girl.
I was
Yep.
being grown, wanted to be fast, and I had went somewhere, stole the car, and brought it back, and she would wait on me.
I got a whooping at 21 years old in my mama house.
Yeah, my mama did. Mm-mm.
The, the internet has helped so many, but the greedy, evil liars will say anything for superstitious cash app. Check on the 21st. Exactly.
It's like
My tour cabin wanted BB help with that book if she's so exactly. You better make sure that it was really written and ain't nobody gonna run it through the copyright or through that thing to find out what is that he did chat GTP to find out that it wasn't written by you.
that girl didn't write
Shantae,
that book, no book that fast.
exactly.
She done teamed up with her stepmama, and they done got it made it happen. They all
It's so
going to jail.
funny how the most books are being written and they not taking no time off social media, but they writing the whole book, dropping a book a week. That girl Bree over there dropping a book a week every other week. She dropped 5 books within 2 months.
I'm
When
gonna
did you
drop
take
one
enough time
Wednesday.
off social media to write 5 books? I got whooping almost every day because I was Nana girl. That's a
I was
conversation.
Nina.
I was bad.
I was Nina. I was very spoiled. Tabby, you
Since I
didn't have
never
pregnancy around the tree.
Ross said, I ain't getting no whooping on mine with beating. She was trying to tame Erica. Erica bust out Miss White. That whooping didn't help.
I became Erica after high school.
What? Oh, because you wasn't getting no whoopings no more. That's
Yeah,
what it was, Miss White.
yeah. My alter ego was after high school.
Tabby sounds like she was very spoiled, don't she? Tabby, you didn't have her chasing you around there, treated you. If anyone was in Lookout Live today, we already know what's about to happen. I,
What's the?
I got to go back and watch it. I just happened to be at the doctor's office and couldn't hear it because
I
that
gotta
man
go
was.
watch it too.
I did hear. I saw the title of it, and I wanna go back and look at it because the title. I was an only child raised with great grandparents in Alabama. I had to pick switches off tree. Yes, ma'am, Lori. And those mulberry switches, those were the ones that won't break. They just wrap around you. I used to hate them things. You have to, when you try to bend them, they wouldn't bend, so you have to get something and cut them off. I used to hate those trees with the passion. And she would tell us, go out there on that mulberry tree and get me a switch.
It's white.
Exactly. You don't have no time to write no book and a whole novel
Oh
would
wow,
be
Keisha.
some. I have never whooped my grandson. He's 25. He's my only grandson. And the day my grandson's birthday, and I didn't call him. I feel so bad. I'm gonna call him when I get off live. I just left Jill live, and she ain't playing. What she said? I know she didn't leave it up. God dog it. No,
Look what
no,
Lakeisha said.
huh?
Look what Lakeisha said.
The lawyer has already reached out to free. Uh-oh. Hey, Miss Sexy Ray.
Right, True Slayer.
If you never gotten multiple whoopings, I don't trust you. Exactly.
I know them
Right.
Leos. Them Leos got a whipping. I know them
My
Leos.
mom,
They stay when they get whooped.
my mama left all kind of no. I got scars all over me from those switches.
Hmm.
Wait, I've never got okay. I don't trust you. I know it's a lot of books being written. It is. I'm gonna write a book. It'll be ready Thursday, y'all.
The lawyer made her take the link down. Oh,
What?
don't
But if
start.
it's her book, if it's her book, why did she take it down? Like I said, she would stand firm in that if she knew she wrote it. Could no lawyer or nobody else make me take down nothing that I know I put my blood, sweat, and tears into. Ain't no way you can make me take it down because it's mine. We'll battle it out in court, but she knows she didn't write it, so that's why she took it down. She had the 8 hours ago. She put the on her 8 hours ago. About 2 hours ago, it said 8 hours ago. She had the advertisement up there, but not the book. So I guess she forgot to take the advertisement down.
She know what she doing.
She said, "Don't start that, Tabby. Don't start that shit, Tabby." Tell me why she contacted that lady lawyer.
Well,
Oh, she contacted the lady lawyer. She thinks she's above the law.
she
She
does.
does.
She
She
does.
does it. Girl, I'm hollering. Yep, Jill's not playing with her at all. She like, ooh. She does look crazy. What made her do that? Instead of getting you a lawyer to help you fight?
She tried to go off on the lawyer.
Oh,
What?
wow.
Okay, we gotta watch Lupac live.
Yeah, I'm going to
I'm
watch
gonna
it.
watch that tonight since I'm off tomorrow. My two, I'm about to get down just in case you get off
I'm
by
I'm
now.
about to end the live, y'all. I just that was
Okay.
just bothering me. I wasn't coming on here to stay long tonight because I got to go back to work tomorrow. Y'all definitely got to go watch. I'm gonna watch it. Tabby, you
Yes.
going live? You gonna wait till
Yes.
tomorrow? You
No, I'm
going
gonna go
live
live.
now?
I'm going.
Okay,
I'm going at 9 o'clock.
okay, y'all. Tabby's gonna be live in 15 minutes. Let me get through these comments. I told
Yeah.
my grandma my name was Asana. My boyfriend was a son, and she put me on a plane today. On a plane 2 days to Florida to my dad after she beat me like a slave.
Wow, outspoken. That's crazy.
Again, everybody that came in the chat, how y'all doing? She might have she might have it up, but can't nobody buy it. I said that you can't click on the link to it. And that's all. She's still gonna pretend like something wrong with the link. She need to stop playing games out here portraying to be something she's not. She done met a match with this one child crazy and got 2 cases in court. Poor Bookie, but exactly, BB,
Mhm.
y'all ain't finna stop my motherfucking bag. That's the attitude she got, Terry. They gonna save her. They gonna come. Y'all, Bree need us. We need y'all to go give to that.
Okay,
Thank you. You
Regina.
changed me.
We
That's
gonna put
She gonna want tell them to go over there and give to that thing. She need a lawyer. She gotta fight this copyright claim. Dr. Jill contacted people that was promoting it and made them take it down. It's trouble in paradise, y'all.
there.
That's good. That'll
Woo.
teach her from
Yes.
trying. That will teach her from thinking that she's above the law.
Mm-hmm.
Had this, the attorney had the site shut. Oh wow, wow.
Oh, that seemed like
That's a
ooh.
good thing, though.
Yeah.
Just to show her people ain't playing with you out here. You cannot keep doing that. She said what she
Oh, okay, my two. Dang, that's some good news though.
and don't have a lawyer. That is some good news. Here
Mm-hmm.
comes the GoFundMe. Exactly. Exactly. Dr. Jill said, y'all got me messed up. Exactly. I would not have played with that lady when she came out and the way she said it with such conviction. The way she said it with such conviction, you knew she wasn't gonna play about her book. That lady said that book was birthed from pain and what she was going through. She said, "You're not gonna play on my top." She ain't say it like that, but that's what she meant. You're not gonna steal what I put my blood, sweat, and tears in. And that's what she's used to doing. She used to just coming on here and taking what she want, taking people's quotes, taking people's apologies, and changing a few words and putting them out there like they're her own. All that to try to impress people. Blue Park screen recorded Dr. Gibson on the live sheet doing commentary on it tomorrow. Okay, all righty. All right, y'all. I'm finna go on and get off so I can get a shower and be ready for Tabby's live. And I will see you guys Thursday. Y'all take care, and I'll see you in Tabby's live. Love y'all. She only wait a minute. Let me read this one. She only uses her dad acts like this. Always hanging out her mouth, thinking she's cute, loves attention, very mature. All 5 of me. That's my opinion, and I like. She is a whole mess. And like I said, I didn't come over here to really bash her because she hadn't had any positive role models around her since she left him, and she was not like that before she got in the hand of those bad influencers. So I'm not on here to bash her. I'm just asking them people to stay out of that child's chat and let that girl heal the right way and mend that relationship with her dad because she's gonna need it. You all would give a cash app here and a cash app there because this is toxic news for right now, but y'all not gonna take care of that girl and be there every time. Y'all gonna be talking junk like y'all talk about everybody else, need to get a job or need to do this. The person that will be there unconditionally all of her life is her dad, not you all. So stay out the comments and let her mend her relationship with her dad. That's only right. But y'all would rather sow discord in that relationship than let her heal her relationship with her dad, all because you all hate her dad. That's sad. Y'all some sad old biddies. They need to be stopped. What she said about minor children, calling them terrible names. Yeah, that is very that was real nasty. I don't condone that kind of stuff. But all right, y'all. I will see y'all later. Let me thank you all. Okay, thank you, Tabby, for the super chat. Thank you. Amber for the super chat. Thank you, True Slayer, for the super sticker. Thank you, Angela, for the super chat, and thank you, Miss White, for the super chat. I appreciate y'all, all of you all. And like I said, I will see you all Thursday. Love you all. Bye.